And that's what we're about to see. So this is not math. It's going to be something completely different, but it's something that I honestly want to know what type of reasoning you have, because the only way I can test you on it is if you do something you've never done before. So, and I thought the best way to do it's a Friday. Let's not actually do any like crazy math. Let's just do something kind of fun with this, because that's kind of the interesting thing. So we're going to do a logic idea today. So yesterday we talked about two types of reasoning that your brain has, that everyone has. Deductive, which you can memorize things, and inductive, which you can adapt to new situations and observe people doing stuff and do it yourself. So today, I thought kind of a fun way to do it, to test your logic on this, is to do a logic puzzle. So, now, if you don't know what logic is, the definition, it's using some type of reasoning to come to a valid conclusion, what they call a, coming up with a, well, it's come up with a conclusion. Conclusion is like a final solution, but you have to use these strict rules and principles of validity. Is it true or false? Does that make sense? True or false? Now, the examples that most people think of when you're testing logic, most people think of like Sudoku puzzles. So if you've never done those, there's like big grids, right? We're not doing a Sudoku puzzle, everyone's done those, right? These are Sudokus, okay? We're not doing that. Because these do test your logic. Some people get really good, you learn your skills at doing it. Your brain, some people like use this to decompress a little bit, like relax. If you've never done one of these before, it's all 9 numbers in here, 1 through 9. All nine numbers in here, there, through the grid. And then each column can only have 1 through 9, and each row can only have 1 through 9. And you try to figure out where the numbers go. They fit perfectly in there somewhere. So like in this box here, these two numbers can't be a 5 and a 6. The reason why I know that is because they're down here. Like in one column, you can only have the numbers 1 through 9. So the 5 and 6 have to be out here somewhere. And probably not there for a 5, so the 5's got to be here somewhere. And you can narrow down, it's got to be there, because there's a 5 here. So like you can start to narrow down where to put things, right? That's using simple logic. The problem is, you've probably done hundreds of those. It's probably icebreakers you do in other classes. That's cakewalk. We don't want to do that. I want to do something completely different that you've never done. So what I tried to come up with is a different type of logic puzzle. It's called a logic grid. Think of it kind of like a murder mystery, if you will. So you're trying to put the clues together to figure out the final solution, if you will. Now it's not a total murder mystery. I'm not doing anything like that, but it has the idea behind it. So here's what it is. Okay, so we're going to do a logic grid. So a logic grid, if you haven't seen it, looks like this. There's a big grid of things on paper. You're going to get one here in a minute. It actually looks like that. That's what it looks like. You're going to get one. Everyone's going to get one. Some people have actually done these before, which blows my mind because I've never heard of anyone actually doing one of these before. This is a little grid that helps you figure out the solution to a problem. Okay, we'll do a part together here. Now, the grid itself requires clues. So I have a background story, and then I'll give you 9 clues that you're going to need. So here's the background, then I'll hand out the piece of paper and we'll talk about it. So, bobsledding accident happened. The mixed pairs of bobsledders are in competitions are in dire straits, pun intended. No one can remember who their partner is, what country they're from, because they misplaced their passports and all that good stuff. And the bobsledders need to be matched with their partner. Now I'm going to warn you right now, the bobsledding partners, it's male, female. So male, female for every partner. So it's mixed pairs. You have a country and a color of sled that they're going to be in. Your goal is to figure it out, what pairs they are. Does that make sense to the story that you're doing? But it's a mystery. I'm going to give you certain clues. So everyone's going to get one of these. And you get a piece of paper. You need to put your name on it. You're going to turn this in today. Okay? Because I want to see what kind of logic you have. And yes, it is possible to solve. I had a lot of people in the last class actually get it. But it does take your entire group. That's why you're in little pods. You're going to work together. Now, if you're in a pod by yourself, you can move around and sit next to somebody else, because I know like, you don't have any partners today. Just go find another. If you want to work alone, that's fine. You can do that. But I tried to police pair some people up. That way you at least have a partner. You can join in when you want. So, all right. Okay, put your name on it. Everyone will need to turn one of these in. This will help you like narrow down the clues. Did I get one that room? Did I forget you?
Yeah.
Sorry. Didn't mean to, Fox. Apologies. You need to, honestly. Okay. All right. Here we go. Here. All right. So again, it's like kind of like a little puzzle. Now, let's do a little part together. Now we're gonna do 9 clues. 9. So watch how this works. So here we go. First clue, because you get 9 of them. Clue number 1. So on the back of your paper, so flip your paper over, so go to the blank backside. We're gonna write all 9 clues down. We're gonna do the first one together so you know how this works. Oops, sorry. Sorry, it automatically clicks, so I gotta turn that off. Gotta turn the feature off, hold on. It automatically keeps flipping. I don't want that. So turn that feature on so it good. Animation is turned. Okay, boom. Alright, here we go. Alright, now we're in it. Okay, first one here. Alright, so Phil and Betsy are the green sled duo. So write that back on the back of your paper, write that little clue down. And in unrelated news, Phil does not like Betsy very much. Alright, whatever. You're going to use all 9 clues. This is the first out of 9. Okay. Alright, there we go. Phil does not like Betsy. Alright, but we got our first clue, right? Phil and Betsy are the green sled duo. That gave you a lot of information right off the bat. You've got a male-female partner, because there's always male-female. You even have the green color that their sled is. So when you go to the grid, so flip it over. We're going to do this together. Now, everyone does their logic grids differently than me. It doesn't really matter how you set it up. You can use colored pencils, you can use pens, you can use kind of whatever you want. I would say use something that you can erase, so just be careful, because you will make a lot of mistakes on this. Alright, so Phil and Betsy. So now, in that top grid, you can see all the names, correct? Sorry, they're printed really small so I can fit on the page. But we have all the males along the top: Zane, Bobby, Ted, Lance, and Phil. Down the side we have Connie, Jane, Oprah, Betsy, and Lulu. Now, what we just learned from this clue, Phil and Betsy are partners, right? So here's Phil, here's Betsy, they're meeting right there. I don't know how you want to mark that. Some people put like a check mark, some people fill it in with a color, some people put like a circle there. I have no idea how you want to mark yours. I put it like a check mark. And then that means that Betsy cannot be partnered with any of the other males. She's with her partner. And that also means that Phil can't be with any of the other females. Does that make sense how I can fill that grid in really quick? Now, it also told me that they're in the green sled. So if I go across from Betsy, you can see the sleds now in the other boxes. So the sleds are red, blue, black, green, and white. Well, Betsy was in the green sled. That means she can't be in any other sled. And that means the other women can't be in the green sled. So you can start to see I can fill in the grids really quick. So again, each row and column need 1 check mark. That's the idea for that box. Now, if I kept going down, I think there's countries of origin. Then eventually at the bottom there's green, red, and blue sleds. Phil has the green sled. So he has green, that means he can't be in any other color. And that means none of the other males can be in the green sled. Does that make sense how I'm filling this in? Now obviously you're going to have to do the countries and stuff. Like, we don't know their country yet. Like, our countries are random. But it's how you want to mark this. You're following Phil straight down, marking his green sled. The other males can't be that, because it's always a male-female partner. Male-female. They're in a certain color sled, they're from a certain country. And you're trying to figure it out using the clues. I just filled in a ton of these already. Okay, now I gotta give you 9 more clues. Now, here's what we're gonna do. So if you flip to the back page, flip to the back again. We're gonna go through all 9 clues right now, so you can write them all down. Don't try to flip over and start marking things, you won't have time. I'm gonna give you all 9 clues, then I'm gonna give you the rest of the time today where you can work in your partners and see if you can figure it out. Who's with who, country, and color of sled. So, here's clue number 2. This is kind of the fun part. Alright, clue number 2. Clue number 2. Romanian team does not use the red sleds. So if you figure out who the Romanians are, they do not use red. Romanians do not use red. Questions on that one? Let's move on. Clue number 3, because we have 9 clues. Clue number 3. Bobby doesn't use the black sled. Bobby does not use the black sled. That also would mean Bobby's partner doesn't use the black sled either, if you can figure out who his partner is eventually. Bobby does not use black. Remember, all these clues are going to be needed. You need every clue. I don't give you any extras. You need everything I give you. Okay. We're good? Okay, clue number 4. Phil does not sled for Canada or Romania. So that means Phil's partner doesn't either. I think you already know that part. They do not sled for Canada or Romania. Okay, we're good? Do we need a little more time to write that clue down? Okay, clue number 5. Connie is German. Connie is German, and she would not be caught dead in a red or blue sled. Connie is German. She would not be caught dead in a red or blue sled. Alright. Clue 6, correct? Mm-hmm. Clue number 6. Ted and his partner drive the white sled. They are not from the U.S., Germany, or Romania. So U.S., Germany, or Romania. So again, Ted and his partner drive the white sled. They are not from the U.S., Germany, or Romania. All right, next clue. Clue number 7. Lulu is from the U.S. Lulu is from the U.S. Easy clue. Got 2 more clues. Clue number 8. Jane does not use the blue sled. Jane does not use a blue sled. Jane does not use blue. All right, and the last clue. Clue number 9. Lance is not from Germany. He is not from Germany. He does not use the red sled. That's your last clue. Now, your goal by the end of class is try to figure out who the partners are, male, female, what sled color they're in, and what country they're from. And they're all random. You need every single clue to figure it out. That was kind of fun. Let's see what kind of logic you have, because you've never done something like this. think. Okay, there you go. I'll put this on like repeat, like it'll just cycle through in case you need to see it. There you go. All right. The rest of the time is yours. Go ahead. Evelyn, if you want to move around and sit with whoever you want, you can. It's your option.